Hey everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Microsoft Flight Simulator, the Canyon series. We are in Gardiner, Montana. And if you know anything about Gardiner, Montana, you know it is the entrance, the original entrance, into one of the oldest national parks in the United States. We're going to do something that I'm pretty sure is illegal, if I was to do this in real life, not on the game, but so we are going to fly through Yellowstone National Park. I have a list right here. Yeah, you can see my list of places that we're going to see, and a lot of these are from my personal experience, and I'm going to post pictures up on the screen here of my experience in Yellowstone, how we went last year. And we'll also find some pictures off the internet, obviously cite the sources and everything. But let's go ahead and get up on the fly in here. I learned a lot from doing, let's see, yes, I want flaps. Let's get our airplane ready for takeoff. Is it this one? Yes, it is. And we're going to go ahead and release that. Rolling down the runway here. Just a slight bit of right run. Why we're so sluggish? Let's go. Okay, full throttle, that's why. Bring it back ever so slightly. And we're in the air. So this is the Yellowstone River that we're starting off here with. Gardiner, from what I remember, and I know it's the original entrance to Yellowstone, and Yellowstone's kind of back up that canyon. Oop, way too high. Go ahead and bring that nose down a little bit. We came into Gardiner on my recent trip, and we ate at a restaurant really close right here. But the famous Yellowstone arch, if that is modeled, that would be right here. And we'll obviously put pictures in and everything. But it does not look like it's right there. You can kind of see it in the picture. That's the Yellowstone arch. And then this is the original road in.
Don't sing.
And then there's the ticket booth. So now I've been on this road as we get ready to climb this little river. So for anybody who is not from the kind of from the south or anything, there's this really cool thing that you can go halfway between the equator and the North Pole, and I believe this parking lot right here is where that is occurring. It's the 45th parallel, I believe. But we just crossed back over into Wyoming as we climb up here to Mammoth. So, I love recording, by the way. So, I'm going to read some stuff. This is off of Wikipedia, so take it for what it is. But Mammoth Hot Springs is these white things right here. Is a large complex of hot springs on a hill. It was created over thousands of years as hot water from springs cooled and deposited calcium carbonate. So, this is kind of like original Yellowstone. And these were really cool. Well, I'm obviously going to put pictures up because you kind of come up this way to go to main Yellowstone, the bigger portion of Yellowstone, but we hiked this trail. I can't remember exactly where to, but we also came up here and walked out on them. Really cool experience. You can kind of see this pathway. I've walked on that pathway right there. And I'll post some pictures up as we get ready to climb this hill. Really cool experience Mammoth was. Just very different comparative to, like, it's just different. Like, Yellowstone is really amazing because of how different it is from the rest of, like, all of the different geography that you experience in it. So the next thing that we are going to go to is the Norris Geyser Basin is where we're headed. And let's see, I'm trying to figure out on the map kind of these coordinating rivers, because this, I remember this road, so I'm guessing like these lakes right here. I'm looking at a Google image, like my Google Maps. I'm pretty sure you can see that. Yeah, you can see this over on my other screen as we fly here. But yeah, Yellowstone. So it was, I went with a group of guys, my friends, and we went up to Yellowstone, and then afterwards we floated the Snake River just south of Jackson Hole. So that was really cool as well. Let's see. That's not going to show me anything. So yeah, we're just kind of following the main road here. The interesting thing about Yellowstone that I don't think I realized was how big it is. I mean, in a plane we're going pretty quick, but it could take you some significant time to kind of get different places. I'm hoping I haven't passed this. But it can take you pretty significant time to go from one end of the kind of the park to the other. I just thought that was really interesting. Okay, I think I know where I'm at on the map. But yeah, how are you guys doing? This video will be coming out on the 28th of September. So when you're watching this, last week, Tuesday, you've noticed that a Microsoft Flight Simulator video didn't come out, but a Planet Zoo video came out, and that's what I'm going to do with these. So today, when I'm recording this, I'm recording 2 of these episodes, these Flight Simulator episodes, and then, so this one will be the 28th, and then 2 weeks from when this video comes out is when the next video is going to come out, and that is going to be, I haven't decided right where we're going to fly yet, but yeah, so that's kind of my plan, is to rotate these with Planet Zoo videos for the time being. Understand where I'm at. Yeah. And then the road comes way in. It's going to come back out, and this is going to be Roaring Mountain right here, which is another geothermic hotspot, I guess. So you can kind of park down here at the bottom, and I think I have a picture of this, of us down here at the road, kind of looking up. You can like hike up this whole thing. But it was like, it's just these same like hot springs, and they cascade over and kind of create this interesting geothermic geography. You can see, like, on the Google, there's a lot of cars down there. Luckily, when we went, it was kind of in the height of COVID, And so the park was really empty. You can see we would have parked right here and looked up at this. So this picture, if I put a picture up, this I'm taking it from that parking lot, taking it upwards. Okay, so the next thing we're coming up is kind of these things right here, and this is called the Norris Geyser Basin. Just a ton of different geysers and like hot pots, and hot pots they look like bubbly mud is kind of what they look like. But according to Wikipedia, this is the hottest geyser in the basin, and the Norris Mammoth corridor is a fault that runs through the Norris, like it's a fault line. But we kind of walk down through here, and I'll take some pictures of it. But yeah, you like the parking lot is kind of up here, if I remember right, and then you walk down through here. So let's see if I can see anything that looks recognizable, because like you walk kind of out here, and I'm not really seeing those pass. So there's the parking lot. So we did walk along that path right there, and I think we are going to want to go back down that way. But yeah, we walked out and kind of like all over through there. Let's focus on flying so we don't actually crash. But it was really cool, and I'll put some pictures up as we fly through this canyon, because there's not a whole lot. As we make our way to like the most famous portion of Yellowstone, of Old Faithful. And I'll put pictures up throughout this entire video of what my experience was, and it was just so cool. I really loved Yellowstone. This was probably one of my more favorite trips that I took last year. Yeah, it was so cool. So this one right here is called the Grand Barismic Hot Spring, and this is the largest hot spring in the United States and the third largest in the world. So you park here and you hike up this little hill. So I have some pictures of this, and then there's like a little walkway right here. You can kind of see it. We will can't pause. So, but that was really cool. Like I said, it's the largest one in the United States, and it is so cool. It's got like this really red, orange, yellow, green, and blue look to it, and it is just amazing to be like right next to it. So the next one we're gonna hit is gonna be Old Faithful and like the Geyser Basin. And we're gonna go over this pretty fast. I'm not gonna move the camera for this, but this is definitely the most famous, I think, geyser. That would be my thought. In Yellowstone, and just kind of like the whole experience of it. So if I've got my trajectory right, this is kind of all these like white spots are the geysers. There's the road. Okay, I see all the buildings. So Old Faithful is going to be over here. Let's see if I can zoom out a little bit. So all of these buildings are like supporting Old Faithful, and Old Faithful is right here. Or no, it's right here. And like all of this is to watch Old Faithful, so you can kind of, I move the camera, but like Old Faithful goes off, and there's like a set time. Every 44 minutes is how often Old Faithful goes off. And it is definitely the main feature of Yellowstone. Like you go to Yellowstone, you're seeing Old Faithful kind of thing. So, yeah, the next thing I'm gonna go ahead and cut to this. You guys will see it in about a second, obviously. But we're gonna go over to Yellowstone Lake and see some things over by Yellowstone Lake. Okay, guys, we are back, and this is kind of the first thing that we saw. You can kind of see this white thing. This is Yellowstone Lake, kind of the head point of the Yellowstone River, which dumps into the Missouri River. So this is called West Thumb, and this is like I think a volcano. Yeah, this is a volcano right here that just filled up with water. But this is a really pretty area. This is where we first were. It was probably 8 o'clock in the morning, and we walked this trail all the way out. And there's a ton of little geysers out in the lake. But it was very pretty, and before, like in the middle of the cut of the two videos as I flew over here, is where I'm going to put a lot of these pictures of West Thumb, so you can kind of see what's coming. And then I think what we're going to do to round out this, because like geysers are really cool and everything, they're just really hard to see, and I just don't want this to be like a montage of pictures of what like my experience of Yellowstone was. So what I'm going to do is we're going to actually go fly through a canyon now. And I'll explain once we get over there. It's going to take me a few minutes to get over there flying wise. But that's where we're going to go over to the Yellowstone River and fly through a pretty cool canyon. And then we will wrap this one up here. So yeah, let me go ahead and fly on over there, and we'll be back after on the other side of this cut. Alright guys, I'm going to bring you back really fast before we get to where we're going to be flying. So this is where the Yellowstone Lake dumps into the Yellowstone River. And then we're going to be coming up on a couple geysers. And then this big green patch that you can kind of see in the middle of the screen right here, this is called Hayden Valley. It's probably the best place to see wildlife in Yellowstone. We saw some bison. I mean, there was bison walking down, or buffalo, or whatever you want to call them. They are walking down the road on one of the times. But you can see anything from grizzly bears to wolves. To bison is probably the most famous things of Yellowstone. They are everywhere, and they are massive animals. Like I said, they are just walking down, and you kind of have to let them be so they don't attack your vehicle. But Hayden Valley is kind of honestly the best spot to see the bison. And it was pretty cool to actually see a couple of things of wildlife. I will put up some more pictures in between this cut and when we actually get to of just different wildlife throughout Yellowstone that I found on the internet, and any pictures I have of it. But yeah, this kind of like little mountain right here was the second thing we saw that day, and there was actually bison walking around on this as well. So like it's kind of a steep little hill to get up to this thing, and then as we walked back down towards the parking lot, I believe on this, they were kind of like right up in here as we were walking on this trail. And you just kind of like, there's a park ranger there, and that keeps you kind of at bay. But yeah, they were kind of up in this area as we were walking on that trail. So But yeah, let's go ahead and I'll throw those pictures up in between this cut and our next spot here. So anyway, we'll see you on the next side of this cut. Alright guys, we're back, and we are flying through what is called the Grand Canyon of Yellowstone. And you'll see what we're leading up to. You can tell we kind of have turned around. Let's get some real speed going here. So we kind of cascade through this canyon. This is a very cool canyon. I've only seen kind of where we're headed, the touristy part of it. But like you can hike this entire canyon up on the rim. But this is what we wanted, was flying through a canyon just like that, and there is the waterfalls. Actually pretty good into it. We'll obviously show pictures of it after we get through here. So that is the lower waterfalls, and then as we skim the trees here, there is the upper one, and I believe there's actually one more. And so the upper ones are the ones we saw, and then, yeah, there's the other one right there. Not as significant, but, so that was kind of some cool canyon flying right at the end of this video as we head back into Hayden Valley. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I will throw some pictures of both of those waterfalls after we get done here, before the end of the video, so stick around for that. But I want to go ahead and do my outro here of thank you guys so much for joining me. I really do enjoy not only flying these videos and making them, but getting to share experiences that I have shared experiences, and getting to share that with you guys, and kind of as a way of a travel vlog, but in a really cool way of experiencing that in a plane. That no pilot would ever be able to experience that in real life. Even this is probably something nobody will ever experience. Flying this low through Hayden Valley, there would have to be bisons that you would see here, and grizzly bears and elk and just different things. But thank you guys so much for joining me. Go ahead and leave a like and a comment down below of a like if you like the video, and a comment if you have any places that you recommend that we go and explore and learn about. But anyways, that one is going to do it for this video. Thank you guys so much. Until next time, see you guys.